it's for some people, it's a sense of shame in celebrating Juneteenth because they look at it as if we're kind of celebrating being the last.
Getting late. But here's the thing, oftentimes I talk to people about enslavement. Enslavement is something that happened to your ancestors, and your ancestors survived. So the strength of the DNA of the Africans from the African continents and countries, many countries in Africa, the continent, there is strength in the resilience and survival. So we don't have nothing to be ashamed about. They did what they had to do to survive so you could even exist. And what we need to change is how we see those things and those events. People say, oh, I wouldn't have done this, or I wouldn't have taken that. We got people right now that's scared to ask for a raise.
It's true.
They scared to go into HR and confront somebody. And you want to talk about you wouldn't let nobody put their hands on you and whip you and do this and that. You won't even show up to a city council meeting. Now, you won't even show up to a school board meeting. You won't even show up and vote. Voter apathy is horrible. Well, they're going to do what they want to do. They're doing what they want to do because people are not being involved. And you got to get involved and take action. You won't go to a PTO meeting. I mean, what I'm talking about is being active in your communities.
The now.
Yeah,
being
in the
active
now.
in the now.
Be active. So right now that we have a holiday, don't think, oh, I got another day off of work. How are we going to take this moment and push things forward and make sure we don't go backwards?
Because, Brother Sam, here's the thing with holidays. Most people don't do the research to know why it's celebrated anyway.
Whatever holiday it is.
So if you say Juneteenth, people know the name. They know bits and pieces of things. If you say, okay, whether you agree that it should be a holiday or not, on that day, how about you use it as a day of study to teach?
There you go.
So now on Juneteenth, you use it as a mechanism to teach. Each one teach one. Use it as a way to have that conversation. So now people aren't walking around ignorant when they use the word Juneteenth.
That's right.
Especially black people. And a lot of people, they associate it with us just as like a southern holiday. Oh, that's the Negroes down south. The people on the East Coast, they may say, that's the Negroes down south getting the message too late. And you say, if it wasn't for them Negroes down south, y'all wouldn't be where y'all are.
And a lot of down south Negroes migrated through the Great Migration north and other places. So they talking about something they may not even understand their ancestors were down south.
Hey,
Chicago,
y'all wouldn't have the blues.
yeah. Check your DNA. You might have some down south DNA in you. So the thing is, it's nothing to be ashamed about. So it's something that happened to the people. It's not who they were. They were enslaved, and they survived. And because they survived, you're here today. So if you got to knuckle up and use them hands to deal with stuff, people, I'm not my ancestors. I'm not going to take this.
That's
to that.
a disrespect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
But also, in understanding holidays in the history of it, people don't have a problem celebrating European or Eurocentric-centered holidays without doing the research. So a person, they'll celebrate, they'll pop firecrackers on the 4th of July.
Well, everything gets commercialized, and Juneteenth is already becoming commercialized.
Well,
Stores are
once
already selling stuff. They're already selling yard signs. It's marketing.
But we have to
need
protect
the narrative. We need to control the narrative of what we're going to do. And your point, study on that day, find something that you could do, attend some programming where you can learn some real history.
For one thing, I want you to let the people know exactly where this place is and the purpose of this place, this building that we're in right now, having this conversation.
Yeah, we're in the old Galveston Square building, Suite 101. The address is 2217 Suite 101. We've transformed this space into an art gallery, an educational center where we are empowering individuals with knowledge, promoting reading, promoting the art. We have different artists here: Ted Ellis, Eddie Fowler, Dantrell Boone. We're bringing in a young artist, Chase Sampe. We've invited Cherry Meekins, and we have the artwork of the artist Reginald Adams and his team,
Houston,
the creatives. He's responsible for putting up the mural, and the artists that worked with him, Kadavian Baylor, Dantrell Boone, Cherry Meekins, Samson Adenube, Joshua Bennett, This is the team that gave us this almost 5,000 square foot mural, but that 5,000 square foot mural, and it's not a but, it's an and. Because if you go to a wedding and you see beautiful icing on the cake, that's good. We want nice icing, but we want to find out what else is in the cake.
Yeah.
See, what's on the outside of the building is icing, and we want you to come inside and learn what else is in the cake. Because there's more in this story of our history than what you can see on the outside. That's just to bring you in. So yes, the sweet taste of the icing gets you here. Yeah. But then let's dive deep. You remember when you used to lick that bowl and they were making the cake? Get that, not only just the icing, but the mix of the cake.
Oh yeah, at the grandma.
In the bowl, at grandma, we want you to know what else is in this cake.
But now that you mention that, also the icing on the cake is the holiday. Now,
you got that.
Hey, legislation. Okay, Biden, you signed out for a holiday, and now you understand the history and what's been going on. So then it has to be some legislation that has to come down. We got to start talking about reparations. There's other things.
We got to do the repair work.
Yeah, the repair work. To start coming after that.
So here's the trick with
the symbolism.
Here's the trick with the reparation conversation, though, because what happened during freedom in 1865, they start paying people, but what did they do? They had, many cases, they didn't have land, so they had to sharecrop, tenant farm. So even though they were getting paid, but they had to turn it back over.
Yeah, you got to rent the house. Equipment.
Yeah, rent the equipment.
You're free, but
you don't have access.
Jim Crow. Now Jim Crow is coming into play. So now, you still got to make some money. You sharecropping, but you rent the equipment from me. Yeah. So I'm taking you, I'm giving you the money store and getting it right back.
Yep. And in some cases, they get paid them in tokens that they couldn't even use in other cities, so they forced them to shop at the company store.
But I'm just saying that with that momentum of, it's good that current President Biden, you signed on to make it a federal holiday. Now, as black people, we got to keep demanding more.
Absolutely.
Keep the pressure. Keep applying the pressure. People always like to say the pressure. Keep applying the pressure. Because we can't just say, symbolic victory and then move on.
We got
everyone else is getting legislation passed for them.
Yeah. We got to move the conversation forward. Right here in this moment right now, what really got us to this national holiday was events in 2020 in Tulsa when there was going to be a rally on Juneteenth. And the community said no. So this spurred activity, and unfortunately, the tragic events in May of last year with Brother Floyd's death led to a great deal of interest in philanthropic efforts to put money toward different projects. Well, this project is a result of me reading an article by the co-chair with me of the Juneteenth Legacy Project, Ms. Sheridan Lorenz, who wrote an article about the George Floyd incident. I read it in the local paper, but I read it. Then I emailed her. We started talking about things in Galveston. How do we improve life? There was another mural put up here in town, Planet of the Apes. Apes on the side of the building, burning up the city, tearing stuff down.
Oh, wow.
And that imagery upset me so that I say, we need some positive images. And then I suggested to her, hey, we need to put a Juneteenth mural on the side of this building. Her family, Mitchell Historic Properties, owned the building. She talked to them about the idea. They agreed, so we get permission from the property owner. Then we have to take a design. We got a young artist, Chase Sampe, to do a sketch for us. I gave that sketch to Original. He expanded it with his team. We took the design to them in November. They approved it. We started raising money in December. We made a public announcement and launched February 1st. They started painting March 9th. They finished April 13th. And we're sitting here in the Juneteenth Legacy Project headquarters reporting about Juneteenth being a national holiday with a 5,000 square foot mural on the wall
and this
completed.
Is the smaller version.
This is the smaller version behind us. This is the model that they use to project on the wall to do the sketch. But we're here now in this moment. We raised almost $500,000. So what I want to talk about is that when the power structure decides to support something, it's not just about throwing money at it, because it also takes programming. So
yeah, we have to have infrastructure in place. So if someone wants to give you, it's like someone saying, I want some money. Okay, if I give it to you, what are you gonna do with it? Do you have some infrastructure in place? If you're watching this on YouTube, man, hey y'all, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. This is Gentleman's History Hour.